cryo resistance down, Toma would work pretty well with Wriothesely. I have a few teams that I'm going to mention in a bit, but Dory, you don't really want Superconduct. Hopefully Superconduct gets a buff in the future, and cryo characters can get some benefit from using Superconduct, or like non-physical cryo characters, and electro characters can get some benefit. My recommendation would to be do like a defense down type thing. That would really make Superconduct a lot more interesting to use in your teams. But for the most part, you're not really getting much, so these banners aren't really giving too much. Except for Toma. Toma is pretty decent. You just have to worry about the energy recharge issue, but outside of that, you can use Toma to your heart's content with Wriothesely. Especially if you have C6 Toma. But Venti is not really working. I would definitely not recommend using Venti and Toma together unless you have something else. So that is my recommendation. If you want to use Wriothesely, I definitely would say pull for him anyway. If you really want him, pull for him at C0, give him a test. You're going to want Wriothesely at C1 if I'm being honest. I haven't been able to test him, but from the looks of it, Wriothesely needs to use his Gracious Rebuke, and you're not really going to get that opportunity too much if you're going to be using a lot of the more meta teams right now, especially in like reverse melt comps where you're going to be using Bennett. Bennett's not going to allow you to get your health down to the Gracious Rebuke level unless you're able to get, if you're sitting at 70% health, Bennett's healing you, and within 1 second you can drop down to below 60% using your normal attacks. Then you will be in a position where you can get your Gracious Rebuke in 5 seconds and get healed up real quick, because it takes like, I think the ticks for Bennett's healing is like 2 seconds long. So if you can really drop your health down that quickly, then Wriothesely will be a lot more usable with Bennett. But right now, it doesn't seem like that's a possibility. So we really have to wait and see on that. Me personally, I'm really into Wriothesely. I farmed a lot of his stuff already, and I'm planning to get him at RC1 just because I like Wriothesely. I like the characters that seem to be kind of undertuned and trying to make them work. I'm not into a lot of the characters that are kind of used by everybody and kind of seen as being the best, because this game doesn't really need the best, so I'm going to use the characters who I gravitate towards. I Wriothesely have these, he has like that Vi energy. He's just going to punch first, ask questions while punching. I'm like that a lot. Now the weapon banner, that's an interesting one. If you have Elegy of the End, I wouldn't recommend pulling for it. If you have other Catalyst characters that are normal attack characters, like if you have Wanderer, but you don't have Wanderer's weapon, I would say wait and then pull for Tulatuyas, and then at least you'll have a weapon that's great on Wanderer and really good on Wriothesely. Just because Wriothesely's weapon itself, it doesn't necessarily lead into using it well with other characters. It's very specific to just him. So the better yet, in my opinion, is the weapon that you can use more universally. I'm of the mindset that I don't like to pull on weapon banners too much, just because you lose the weapon banner, you're just trying to get that one weapon. I'd rather get a weapon that works for more characters, so I can use the characters that I feel like using in that time. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. Until then, I'm going to be holding it out on this Memory of Dust. On the Kelks that I've done, Memory of Dust performs pretty well. It's probably like 3rd or 4th best weapon after his own signature weapon, Cash Flow Supervision, Tulatuyas, and maybe Kagura's Verity. I think that Memory of Dust performs like 4th best after all of those. Wriothesely is also a really good weapon. Wriothesely, especially if you have the C1, he has pretty long rotations. So if you can do like the 15 seconds on field thing, and then you have the 10-second buff, you'll be getting a lot out of, especially in reverse melt. You'll be getting a lot out of every stat you get from Wriothesely. So it's pretty good. I definitely would recommend Wriothesely if you're trying to use a free-to-play weapon, or you could go for the weapon that they're giving out for free. It gives you like energy recharge, attack, and stuff like that. So yeah. In terms of the 4 stars in the weapon banner, they're really not that great. Yeah, they're really not that great. You're looking at Rain Slasher. It's a great sword. There's a new unique, like, a gacha exclusive weapon for the bow and the polearm. They give you attack percent. they're not really worth the pull. Memories of I don't even remember what that catalyst is called. It's not worth the pull. I've never used it once. Favonius Sword, amazing weapon, but you can get it for you can get it pulling on like character banners. So I wouldn't pull for just the Favonius Sword. Elegy, it's a really great weapon. I love Elegy. I use it on my Yelan, but I already have one, so I don't see myself using a second Elegy at this moment. And I don't use Yelan every single Abyss, so I could share it. So if I was in a position where I had 2 bow characters on each side of the Abyss and my team wanted that EM and they wanted that attack percent, I can see myself wanting a second Elegy, but at this moment I don't really need a second Elegy, and that's the main reason why I'm just saying, like, I'd rather either wait for a second Wriothesely banner, he's paired with another character with a weapon that I like, versus pulling on this banner and then like most likely not getting the weapon that I want early, you know, having to go to pity on that. I don't want to do that for Arenas coming up, so I'd rather just pull for Wriothesely. I'm really close to pity right now. I'll probably get my pity in 110 pull, and then hopefully I win the 50-50, and then I'm able to go another 90 pulls and get Wriothesely and win another 50-50, and then just save for Freen after that. That is hopefully the goal. And with my luck in Honkai going down, maybe that means my luck in Genshin is going up. So let me know what you guys think about these banners. I think that if you want Wriothesely, you have a lot of the 4 stars that you need. Shangling, you already have characters like Xing Chu, Bennett, Kazuha. Those are like Wriothesely's best partners right now. If you have Shenhe too, those are Wriothesely. If you're planning on pulling for Frina, those are the characters that Wriothesely will work really well with right now. I think that the reverse melt is going to be something really good. The freeze is going to be really good. You can go for a fridge team too. You can use Raiden Shogun as an E-bot for your fridge team for your hyper blooms. I think that that'll be really strong for Wriothesely, and then potentially you can go for like kind of the Burgeon variant of fridge. You go Wriothesely, Xingqiu, Toma, and then your Dendro character, probably Nahida, and you can get a lot of Burgeon damage out of that. You just gotta figure out Toma's energy recharge issues, but I don't think that'll be too much of a problem, and then that could really work as a Burgeon team. So just give those things like a thought. I think Burgeon could kind of get buffed with Wriothesely. That's probably going to be the first team that I try when I bring up my Wriothesely. So let me know what you guys think about these banners. Weapon banner, definitely a no-go. Stay far away. Character banner, only if you want Wriothesely. Venti, I don't think you need to be pulling on him. Kazuha hasn't gotten rerun in a little while, and we know that there's like some Anemo characters getting hinted on the way soon, so you're going to kind of want to keep your ears to the floor on that one, trying to figure out which character is going to be coming out soon and how you could use that character, if that character would be good for you. But Venti, I feel like, is in a position where you kind of don't really need him right now. A lot of the stuff in the Spiral Abyss, it doesn't really call for him, and you know, there are other options that are more, I think, Primo Gem efficient for you to pull. So just let me know who you plan on pulling in the bottom. You can show up on Tuesday. I'll be doing my pulls as soon as the banner goes up. I'm really excited to play Wriothesely, and I'm really excited to try out this Toma team. Hopefully I can get Toma to C6. I'm at C4 right now, so C6 will just give me some extra damage that I definitely won't say no to. Make sure to comment on the video, keeping my motivation up to making more content. I'm going to try to do like every other day content at least, just talking about different ideas. I just posted a video talking about my kind of thoughts on Hoyoverse and what their plan is for their game with Genshin, because there's not really a reason for them to be talking they don't really give you a reason to pull for constellations with the amount of non-combat events that they do in the game. For like people who just like doing the adventures, there's not really a reason to pull for the constellation or the weapons. You can just get by. And for like the people who like are deep in the abyss, they're not really giving you any reason to go out of your way to get more and more and more and more, because you can just make use of what you have. So it's kind of like a difficult medium ground where they have two camps fighting with each other, when really Hoyoverse isn't doing the most to give those camps as much as possible. So anyway, just let me know what you guys think about this conversation. Let me know what you guys think about which character you're going to be pulling on and those types of things. And thank you for watching and make it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, and see you guys on Tuesday for those Wriothesely pulls.